Hello and welcome to the Bizzarp Podcast, episode 25. My name is Marc, and today we have two special guests. First, we have our first special guest is Pete the Hamster. Say hi, Pete.
Greetings, Internet!
And secondly, our returning champion, Mothercreepypasta. Say what you like.
Hi.
Tonight, we're speaking on behalf of David and Amanda, who would usually happily be here, but they had some things come up. Our topics tonight, looking at the new Suicide Squad trailer. Homestuck just ended. And the new trailer for Godzilla just came out in Tokyo, and it looks amazing. We also have a couple things in geek news. You'll have to continue to check us out to see what those are. So, all right, that's our show. Let's start. How is everyone? How are you guys?
You know how I am.
Yeah, well, how are you, Pete? How are you doing?
Oh, you know how I am, psych. I'm alright. Actually just took a nap before you guys contacted me, so I'm like sucking down some Monster to keep up with everyone.
Nice.
Jealous. I'm crashing from my monsters.
Monsters. Plural.
I was gonna say that sounds like a teen drama movie. I'm crashing from my monsters.
No, that should be the new Monster High movie.
Oh, jeez. Crashing from your monsters.
Yes.
Is that where they all die from drug overdose?
You have to learn about friendship somehow in those movies.
Oh, yeah. The friendship ends.
Oh.
I hope it's Toralei.
Oh.
So, let's talk some Suicide Squad. Has anyone seen the new trailer?
I have.
Yes.
First of all, I want to say I was actually fearing for the future of this project due to how, we'll say, mediocre Superman has been faring with Superman v. Batman. I mean, the sales are honestly nowhere near what they wanted it to be. And obviously the critics had a field day with it, and I can completely back them up for their judgment on that.
Yeah.
So I was really, like, oh my God, what's going to happen to Suicide Squad? What's going to happen to Wonder Woman? They just finished filming on that. But I'm really happy to see they're still going on with it and everything.
Yeah, we discussed, I think, in the last podcast how Warner Brothers started shelling out money to reshoot a bunch of the Suicide Squad scenes, so they wouldn't be so dark.
Which is funny because that's a movie that should be dark.
Right. Apparently, it was like too dark because they did this because all the reviews came back from Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
And it was just too dark for most people, and there's like, oh, maybe that's a bad idea.
Well, I think that they shouldn't be doing that. They should be going the opposite route. Like, put a little more comedy in it, but, like, make it just as dark as they want it to be. Like, I'm talking rated R dark. I mean, Deadpool already proved earlier this year that a film can be rated R, a comic film can be rated R, and still kill at the box office.
Yeah.
So.
That's very true. It's a good point. What did you think about the trailer?
I'm always excited when there's like a new person playing a Joker. So it's always like a new-ish persona. But at the end of the trailer, you know what I noticed? The Suicide Squad like font looks like a Blink-182 album.
No, see, that's the thing I've read a lot on the internet is how people are afraid that this is going to bring Scene back.
Oh. That was my scene.
If they see or hear any more of the "rar" means "I love you" and "dinosaur," they're going to shoot themselves. I've been seeing a lot of those kind of posts.
Okay, one thing about this trailer, and it's not just this trailer, but I've been noticing in a lot of trailers recently, not just movies, video games as well, that the background music are these popular 60s songs or 70s songs that don't fit the movie whatsoever. Like, I don't understand why this trend is going on right now.
Fallout?
Well, there's Fallout, and then like the newest Final Fantasy game. The background for it is "Stand by Me," and I'm like, where the hell does this fit in?
Yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense with Fallout.
Yeah, it makes sense with Fallout. It does not make sense for all this other stuff.
Right.
So, I don't know. I think they've always had that music in the background of trailers since like as far as like back in the '90s. I remember that stuff.
It has been, but like it's not like as abundant as it is right now.
True, it is. It's gotten a lot. I guess worse is the word to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they should just play "Twist" by Korn throughout the whole thing.
For
Twist.
Every trailer ever.
Yeah.
Twist.
I'd never get sick of that song. Like when I put that CD in, I keep going back to track 14.
Twist. That's all it is. That's the song. Twist.
And a lot of weird jumbled mouth sounds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love it.
One thing that David and Amanda always talk about with Suicide Squad is Harley Quinn. Mm-hmm. And Amanda's a huge Harley Quinn fan.
Which Amanda are we talking about?
I'm talking David and Amanda. Okay. You are also a
I'm the
Harley
older
Quinn.
Amanda.
Yeah, you're also a Harley Quinn fan.
Yes.
And so I've always been interested in what your thoughts on this movie will be based around the Harley character. We don't really have a whole lot to go off of. All the scenes with her being laughing or just being kind of silly, which, I mean, that's kind of her character. I was kind of hoping to see some them capitalizing on her smarts.
I'm always waiting for that to happen.
Yeah.
All these companies or whatever that remake her in some way just kind of ignore the fact that she's Dr. Harleen Quinzel.
Yeah.
And I hope they don't.
Well, see, like, now you just bring up, like, one of my favorite comic clips of her, of where, like, she's talking to Dr. Fate, and she, like, you know, was arguing with him, saying, like, Dr. Fate, huh? You probably didn't even go to medical school one day. I got a full PhD, bitch. Like... One thing I do want to... would like to see a little bit more is the relationship of Joker and Harley in the commercials. Like, we barely see them together on screen, and obviously we have to have some flashback scenes
right
in it. I would like to know what they're suggesting caused the breakup in this, if the breakup is even still there. Like, does she still have the emotional attachment to him? Like,
well,
I think it could go either way. I'm thinking it's going to be leaning more towards she doesn't.
Okay.
But then again, well, that doesn't go for a good story if she doesn't.
Right.
So, I don't know. It depends on how strong of a Harley Quinn they want.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, it has to be really good because, like, of the comic book version, you know, Joker just one day realizes he starts actually having feelings for Harley, so he thinks he has to get away from her. So he straps her to a rocket and tries to send her to the moon.
Yeah.
Like,
there was one where she actually, like, she was in the hospital, and it was like the one time Joker didn't send her anything, like any get well stuff, and so she was feeling down, but she was, once she got better, she was like, okay, I'm gonna break out and I'm gonna go see my guy and everything's gonna be fine. And Batman actually convinced her to, like, go back and put herself back in jail and showed her basically how really abusive he is to her and everything. And, like, she's like, I know he is, but and basically she just gives up and was like, you're right, I need to leave him. And then not long after that, they had I forget what the series was called, but it was her, Poison Ivy, and Catwoman.
Gotham Girls.
Gotham Girls, yeah.
Was that what it was called? And I really like that. That was just the three of them trying to be good, or at least trying to stay off the radar.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty awesome. I figured that was kind of like a continuation of that. So, I mean, I could totally see her as a strong character not being with the Joker anymore.
I will say I'm a little worried about them over-sexualizing her.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Especially with
she
her.
Is
look
a
at her
sex
outfit.
symbol, no matter how you slice it, but I just don't want them to go overboard with it. Like,
Right.
I did raise an eyebrow a little bit in the trailer scene where they're showing her undressed in front of everyone and they're all got their little heads turned.
Yeah. Yeah.
That kind of set up a little red flag for me, but like I guess that just goes along with the, oh hey, we're lighthearted, we're not all dark and brooding.
Right. At the same time.
Maybe they were using that as a comic relief thing rather than a sexual thing.
That's what I was like saying.
Yeah.
Saying like, we're not all dark and brooding.
Yeah.
Right. Another thing about this is that it was revealed that Batman's going to have a lot of appearances.
Oh yeah.
He's going to be in it heavily. And I was surprised to hear that. I had figured he'd at least show up and be like, this is a bad idea. But otherwise, and maybe show up here or there, or maybe at the end to say, okay, you guys did it, now go back to jail. But I didn't really think that he would be such a force in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's supposed to be Affleck, so I'm not sure how that'll work out.
Well, if that's the case, I'm a little scared of another thing too, and that's Batman overtaking the show, because
Exactly.
I don't know if you've seen the Suicide Squad animated film. That was disguised as just another Batman story.
I had not seen that.
Oh, okay. Well, no, forget what I said. Go see it. No, it's just
I might see it now.
It's more of a Batman story than a Suicide Squad thing,
That
even though they
sucks.
try to make them. Oh, I will say for the first 3 acts, it is a Suicide Squad film just about them, the animated film. But at the last part, it's just Batman's story. Which I'm hoping does not happen with this movie.
Right. Damn it, Batman.
Well, there's going to be people pissed off, and there's going to be people that love it, no matter what.
And that actually brings me to my next topic. We're going to move on from Suicide Squad and talk a little bit about Homestuck. I know a lot of people are not big fans of Homestuck. I'm not the biggest fan of Homestuck. I like the story, not so much the fan base. It ended today, April 13th. 7 years after it started. Act 7 ended. It's done forever. And the reactions online were almost all just praise, praise, praise. And then there was like me and like 4 other people I saw that were just like, that people were like, hey, it ended. And we're like, I guess. Some facts first. It started April 13th, 2009. The 6th act, it's all acts. Act 6 took 4 years to complete. And that's...
Holy shit.
Yeah. And that's because Act 6 went Act 6, and then something happened, and Act 6 became Act 6, Act 6. And then Act 6, intermission.
That sounds like the Venture Brothers.
Yeah. And then it just kept doing this random ass thing for 4 years, and then Act 6 concludes, Act 7 concludes, done. And they just kind of rushed it. It felt very rushed. It felt very. It was well put together. Like they did some animation for the ending of it, and it was really nice and sweet. But I mean, it just felt rather lacking. You kind of feel robbed in a way. you put in all this time for it and just done, just ends. And so there's some people out there that are kind of like, yeah, that was cool, but eh.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, what project has that, end all be all that's not, oh, that's cool, but eh.
Yeah, that's true. There's not a whole lot of projects that when it does finish, you're just like, okay, that's good.
That hit all my buttons. I'm
Yeah,
satisfied.
yeah. I actually don't. I don't really think I can.
Desperate Housewives.
Like Gravity Falls did that for me. Actually, I think. Looking back at it, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Certainly not the L word.
No, not the L word.
Who killed Jenny? I don't know.
The only thing about Homestuck that me and the other four guys are really kind of looking forward to is the author Andrew Hussey came forward and was like, yeah, I'm planning on doing an epilogue later. And he was like, I have no intention of making that like a big project right now, as he has a whole bunch of other things lined up. But he was talking about, or he wasn't talking about, but we were all speculating that hopefully like he'll fill in some of these gaps and maybe a little bit of just story that wasn't cleared up at all. Because after 7 years with that, there's just so much that it kind of gets a little convoluted here and there, and it would be nice if he could straighten some of it out. But yeah, I just wanted to touch up. Homestuck's over, and it's weird to think that Homestuck's over.
Dude, that Supernatural's not.
What's that?
Nothing.
Especially since Homestuck like would update once every 6 months.
Really?
Fans, yeah, it was like fans. It would update, and it would be a huge amount of stuff, and then he would take a 6-month break while he just worked on more stuff.
What's up, honey?
I know. It's topic. What's I doing your computer?
Hold on, we got a parent. There we go.
Parenting succeeded.
We put him in the closet. Done. No.
But yeah, I just wanted to touch up on that real quick. There's a lot of things I could say, and a lot of things I won't say. So yeah, Homestuck's over. Celebrate. Go catch up. Do whatever you gotta do.
On to Undertale.
Yeah, go to Undertale is a game we need to get. Anyway, moving on.
Well, first, hold on before you move on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I would like to give my professional 2 cents and analysis on what I know about this fandom.
Okay.
Oh.
And that is, what the hell is that stupid little game they play at all these conventions that looks like Duck, Duck, Goose? That's the only thing I really know about this. They sit around in a little circle and play Duck, Duck, Goose or something.
I've only watched, I think it was Game Grumps play like 2 videos, and that was it for me.
So yeah.
I don't know what that's about, honestly. And then again, I don't go to conventions, so I don't know what the fandom does. I just read the story and
I know it's flooding my YouTube subscription feed, and that's not what I subscribe to.
I just read the story and like reblog cool fan art. That's about it. Because that fandom be crazy. Yeah. So let's move on to our last big topic, and that's the Godzilla trailer that came out in Japan, I believe also today. And was super dramatic as fuck. And I wasn't sure what was going on, but it looks like Godzilla's back to fuck shit up.
Well, the I believe the same people who did this is the same team who did the Attack on Titan films. So
okay.
I was kind of hyped to know that, because I know that they try to use practical effects as much as possible in that film, and that's one thing I love to see in Godzilla films.
Right.
I love the fact that they're trying to bring it back to its roots back in 1954, of where it was a fear movie. It was not meant to be made this feel good thing for like little kids to watch as their hero battles other monsters.
Right.
This is a country coming together to overcome a force of nature that they have no experience with.
Yeah.
That being said, I do not like the way he looks.
No, I'm not sure what is going on with him. Like his tail looks like half of the skin's been removed. Like,
the entire body has been redesigned.
Yeah, he's like glowing red in parts, like he's fucking overheating.
Well, I don't want to say overheating because that's actually already been done in a story arc of where he has overheat red in Godzilla vs. Destroya.
Right.
But I don't think that's it. I think this is I don't think he's overheating. I just think that he's been damaged by something early on in the movie. Like I feel like
he does look beat up.
Yeah, like I feel like in the first part of the movie they hit him with like some stupid, humongous bomb type thing, and this is what he looks like afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Either that or this is just the finished product. Like it's hard to explain. Like it would make sense both these ways of like I have a feeling that what this movie is going to do, what a lot of other movies have done, especially with the name Godzilla Resurgence that they're giving it as the English title, and Shin Godzilla in the Japanese title, is that there has been a Godzilla that pre-existed before this one in this movie. Like, this is not the first Godzilla of its kind in this film.
Right.
And early on, like, either that the resurgence is the original Godzilla putting himself back together at the end of the original film where the Oxygen Destroyer completely consumed him, and this is his body trying to regenerate himself, or it's a newer Godzilla that just got fucked up at the beginning.
Right.
Also, yeah.
Either way, no. They say he's got to go. Go, go, Godzilla!
I went to a Blue Oyster Cult concert just for that song.
Yeah.
I didn't care about Don't Fear the Reaper. I cared about only that song.
Right.
Yeah, like...
Of course.
I was good at that on Guitar Hero.
Were ya?
Or was it Rock Band? I don't know.
Whichever one it was on. All right. But yeah, the only other thing I have to say about it is it's just it looks really well done. The music in the trailer made me go, damn, that's why I was like, it's dramatic as fuck. It's because that music, just the entire time, it's like very dark, almost.
Well, like I said, it's going. One thing they wanted to say was we're going back to his roots of being the bad guy, and like
very good job with that.
Yes, like people don't give the original 54 film enough credit of how dark and depressing it actually was. Like, people are complaining about, oh, Superman was dark and depressing. Like, dear God. This wasn't in the English dub version, but in the Japanese dub, no Raymond Burr in it, there's the scene where Godzilla is destroying the city and everything, and, you could barely see him and only in silhouettes in the background, and they turn to this mother caressing her two children, crying. And the words she says are, "Children, stop crying. Don't worry. We'll be seeing Daddy soon."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the Prayer for Peace, I don't know if you're familiar with it, is one of the saddest songs ever. I have no idea what they're actually saying, but you can tell, like, these are desperate children praying for a solution to the problem they have.
Right.
Yeah.
It does sound like the saddest song ever.
Yeah, like that's one thing This is the last thing I'll say about it. It's one thing that like kills me when you bring up Godzilla and people are like, "Oh yeah, that rubber suit guy who fights other rubber suits." Like, no, it did not start out like that. It evolved into that.
It evolved into Godzilla knowing all the martial arts, but
right, which is what basically we're getting with the United States series. Like he's going to be I'm the all good guy hero, and like it was so silly and stupid, but I loved it. Like the 2014 film. I don't know if you guys seen it or not.
Oh yeah, I've seen it several times.
Yeah. Okay, so like I loved it. Our ending scene is Godzilla slowly going back in the ocean, doing his cinematic roar, and jet planes are going by. I was like,
yeah, and everyone's
I felt like
cheering
they
and clapping.
Yeah, like I felt like they should have just had the song "America Fuck Yeah" from Team America playing in the background. It would have fit in perfectly.
It would have, though. You're right.
But like and that's another thing. We have two different Godzilla continuities going on at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll say, well, I mean, all in all, the Japanese one's the true one.
Well, yeah, because well, Shin Godzilla translates into True Godzilla.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's what. Yeah.
Yeah. They're trying to get that point across.
Yeah. No, this is the real one. Your guys are watching a cool one, but it's not the same.
And until 2025 when they have the crossover.
Oh God, Godzilla versus Shin Godzilla.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move on from here. Unless anyone else has anything to say about Godzilla.
I could go on for hours, but I want to keep you for it. Yeah. If you guys have that, dedicated to Godzilla episode, have me on. I'll make
Absolutely.
a 7-minute live stream for you, or 7-hour live stream for you.
That'd be amazing. I would love it. Anything you'd like to add, Mothercreepypasta?
I think I'm not too well versed in the Godzilla fandom to say anything.
Okay, it's a very safe answer. I like it. So then we'll move on to our next set of topics. These are like quick fire topics. We just brush up on them real quick. Tell people a little bit about them. We call this segment the Geek News. First thing in Geek News that we have is the Cloak and Dagger TV series is going to be on ABC Family. For those who don't know, Cloak and Dagger are Marvel comic characters. They are, in a way, this is just, okay, so we were talking last episode about Doctor Strange and how Doctor Strange deals with a being called Dormammu who rules the Dark Dimension, and how the Dark Dimension is responsible for a lot of people's powers. Cloak and Dagger happen to be two of those people. Basically, there was a certain drug developed. Cloak and Dagger were some druggies. They got a hold of this mystery drug, and it gave them superpowers. One, Cloak, was able to basically, he can bring himself and others into the Dark Dimension and basically teleport around. Well, I'm not sure how far his teleportation can be, but it's pretty damn far. And Dagger has light-based powers that also, when she can basically shoot somebody in the face with light and cure them of their addiction. And there are a bunch of teenagers that go around New York trying to bust drug dealers, basically.
Okay.
And that's coming to ABC Family, which kind of makes sense for ABC Family.
The drug dealing, busting teens.
Right, yeah.
ABC Family. No.
Yeah,
It's a spinoff of Glee.
That are Victorious from Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring back Andre Grande.
It's described as a superhero love story. Um, Cloak is. Oh, I should probably name them. Cloak is his real name is Tyrone Johnson, and Dagger is Tandy Bowen. And they're they had their own series. They're mostly noted for showing up in Man and X-Men stories.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm reading the synopsis and it's completely different from the book. Apparently, these two lovers just happen to wake up with superpowers one day while they're falling in love, and they quickly learn that they're better together than apart.
Well, that sounds stupid. I'm sorry. No, I just hate any duo of superheroes having a relationship right off the bat.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to crap on your
No,
your
that's
favorite
fine.
comics.
How dare.
No, you're good. When it comes to like the cinematic universe and like TV and stuff, it's all open game, really.
Well, I have very I think I told you guys earlier, like I have very limited uh, contact or resources with the Cloak and Dagger thing. Aside from I know there's two characters called Cloak and Dagger, and just from what I could tell, it looked like more they had like a brother sister relationship.
Yeah.
Is that more close to the original source, or
It could be both.
Yeah, I mean it's very back and forth with them. They started more brother and sister like because they were druggies together, and then they did try the whole dating thing, but it just didn't work out. They just have two different. Their personalities are so different that it just made them squabble more than help anyone else out. But so yeah, they're very much brother and sister. So hopefully the show's good, and by the end of it they stop dating. Because I just don't see them.
I hope this relationship goes to shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm all
I
about
do
that.
have to ask: does this have the same Marvel continuity as Daredevil and the rest of the Marvel series, or is this his own universe?
Well, it's the only show on ABC Family right now, so I'm not sure if is in the same universe. However, they are talking because okay, so this is ABC Family, but ABC also does Agents of Shield and Agent Carter, so there's a high possibility. And they're also making a Mockingbird spinoff called Marvel's Most Wanted.
Neat.
Yeah.
It's real freaking neato, man.
So it's all up in the air. They don't even have a writer for it yet. It's just something that they very much want to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just read that part. They're like, oh, there's no writer yet, but they're looking. It's like, well, it's not really a thing yet. You're kind of missing, all your insides there. You got the skin, but you don't got the guts.
I
Or
just
the
tried
heart, or the
picturing that.
brain, or the lungs, all that stuff. Yeah. So yeah, it could be anything at this point. There's no writer. We don't know. Besides that, we have Netflix raising their prices next month.
Yeah. Why? Are they really, hurting that bad from
No.
people sharing their password?
Yeah, kind of, I guess. It's raising the price from $7.99 to $9.99. You don't have to do the upgrade, but you do have to do the upgrade if you want to share your account. You also get an HD option when you do that.
Okay.
Those who don't want to share their account or don't share their account and don't give a crap about the HD can stay at $7.99, no problem. But that's only for users that have Netflix now. those, from what I understand, if you are signing up for Netflix after next month, you just have a flat $9.99 fee.
Well, that's kind of lame because when I first heard about it, I just kind of assumed they were getting this awesome contract, like they were gonna have Game of Thrones on there or something to make it
Worth it?
worth it.
Yeah, like if they had like more shows like that, I could see it being worth it. But
Right now, there's just not enough.
no.
Like, I understand, like, their original series are doing really good right now.
I've only watched Orange is the New Black. I don't know any others.
Well, like, their take on Daredevil is super good, and Jessica Jones is okay. Sense8 is amazing, but apparently that Narcos show is doing really good. Anyway, they're doing really good with their...
They fucked up the Popples remake, though.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm. I'm bitter about that.
Yeah.
It's like trying to redo Blue's Clues. Come on now.
Yeah.
Oh, they did that, and it didn't work.
Wait, are you talking about when Steve left, or did they actually do a full reboot of Blue's Clues?
No, I'm talking about when Steve left and Joe came on.
Oh.
But yeah, so they're raising the prices, and a lot of people don't really care. It seems there's people that are like, meh, not okay with this, and then most of the people are like, whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I guess it's not too bad. I just kind of wish that they got some kind of cool contract to go along with it.
Yeah.
Well, not just that, like, maybe if they had more sources like Hulu did of, putting up things as they're being produced.
Or that, yeah.
Yeah.
Or, like, stuff that Hulu doesn't have on. Like,
right.
RuPaul's Drag Race, for example. I would totally not have cable if I could watch that on Netflix. But I don't see Netflix trying to do that. I think it's Hulu's thing.
Yeah.
They don't want to step on Hulu's thing. Okay, I'm done.
My mind went someplace when you said step on Hulu's thing, but I'm not going to go there.
Imagine it'd be... well, we could...
Let's say that for a different podcast.
Yeah.
What's next?
Marvel Cinematic Universe characters are going to appear in Sony's Spider-Man movies. So,
can you elaborate that, please?
Basically, Ant-Man, Captain America, those kind of characters from the movies are going to start showing up in Sony Spider-Man movies. Because, like, Sony and Marvel worked out some kind of deal. And I don't really care. I have always liked Spider-Man as a character, but the movies have always sucked. And I was kind of on that side of doing a Miles Morales Spider-Man rather than another teenage white boy Spider-Man.
Well, okay, the first thing that I like about this is that this is a Spider-Man that we know that they're not doing an origin story with. He's just there.
Right. That's true.
That I'm tired of seeing Uncle Ben die.
Yeah.
Everyone's
tired of seeing Uncle Ben die.
I'm tired of seeing Uncle Ben die. I'm tired of seeing Bruce Wayne's parents get shot in an alley. Done.
Yeah.
Well, how about I don't know if you guys knew about this, but they already casted who's going to play the villain in it.
Really?
Yeah. No joke. Michael Keaton.
Hold on, let me Google this face.
Michael Keaton is
let me figure it out for myself.
He was in that new Birdman movie.
Mm-hmm.
Who is he playing as?
I don't know. I just know that he has been casted as the villain.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in
Okay.
Beetlejuice. Yeah.
Well, he is.
Or he is Beetlejuice. Yeah.
Maybe he'll be Beetlejuice.
Apparently, the Spider-Man.
Yes, he'll be Beetlejuice.
I'd love
Spider-Man
if
versus-
those two worlds would cross.
That's the crossover we all want.
Yeah, that we never thought of, but we definitely want it.
Oh, I want that a lot more than 21 Jump Street and Men in Black.
Yeah.
Why? Why are we getting that?
I purposely haven't talked about that because no.
Oh, well,
So-
let's talk about something to distract us. Hey, Marvel MCU characters in Spider-Man.
That's true. Apparently, the film's going to be called Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, I like the name, but I don't like the logo. I don't know if
Yeah. Oh God. The only thing I can think of is, when I hear Spider-Man: Homecoming is just teenage Spider-Man, whose Uncle Ben just died, so he's gonna be all broody.
Well, at the same time, we really don't get that much of the teenage Spider-Man. Like in the Amazing Spider-Man, he is senior, junior high school. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, we get 5 seconds of him in high school. I wouldn't mind seeing just a total high school 14, 15-year-old version of him.
I should correct myself because there are some pretty badass Spider-Man moments when he was a kid or as a teenager, and I should not overlook that. Just one where he's trying to get Aunt May some medication and some shit falls on, he gets in a fight in the sewers and some shit falls on him and it's 150 tons of stuff and he's like,
Yeah.
I have to get this to Aunt May, and he just all adrenaline picks the shit up off of his back and was just like, I'm a badass.
One thing I want them to come back a little bit on, which one thing that they didn't harp on too much in the Amazing Spider-Man series was Aunt May's financial problems.
Oh God.
I would like it, if they made Uncle Ben smart enough to get health insurance or life coverage.
Right.
At least for the first few movies.
Well, Petey, I just have been having such trouble at home that and this guy's been so nice to me. But May, that's Doc Ock.
That's just...
That happened, by the way. Aunt May dated Dr. Octopus.
That's hot.
That's the last thing we need in Spider-Man, tentacle porn.
Metal.
Especially with
Adamantine.
Aunt May.
Yeah, adamantine tentacle born.
Oh,
Since they kind of think for themselves.
Okay.
They do.
shit.
They have a mind of their own.
Well, there's only so many orifices, so I guess double penetration would be a thing.
They can go for the nose, the belly button. Sky's the limit when you got 8 arms. No.
I'm loving where this podcast is going.
Rupture her intestines, whatever.
Whatever, right? Besides...
Peter, I'm into new things.
Well, you said you were tired of seeing Uncle Ben die. How about Aunt May?
There we go.
Well, she should have died in the comics.
Not the way we're talking about.
Well,
Yeah,
well
no,
she had the I think the comic was called The Gift, of where she confirmed that she knew all along that she knew Peter was Spider-Man, and she passed away peacefully.
Yeah. That sadly wasn't canon, because that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool take on it. But then, I mean, she got, shot a lot. Twice. And there was that during the whole, right before Marvel basically changed.
Well, yeah, because wasn't it correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Spider-Man made the deal with Ghost Rider's bad guy or whatever his name is? Like, whoa, we'll go back in time and forget everything.
Okay, so first off, I'm going to go break this down real quick. He got approached by Mephisto, who's basically the devil.
Mm-hmm.
And he took the deal, yes. Before that, literally the comic before that, he talks to God. Like God
What?
talks to him.
Okay.
Basically, he's like not. He doesn't know what the hell he's gonna do. He's like talking about robbing banks when this hobo just comes up to him and starts talking to him about shit. And he's like, "Who are you?" And then the hobo's eyes start to glow a little. And he's like, "You know who I am." And they go on to like this beach. He's like, "See all these people? This is an average like month for you of people you've saved, lives you've saved." And then all of a sudden the beach is just filled. And he goes, "Yeah, this is just a fraction of the lives you've saved in your years as Spider-Man. Is one life gonna really be that big of a difference?"
Mm.
And Spider-Man's like, "You don't know what that's like. You've never had to give up someone you've loved." And God just kind of looks at him like, "Really?" "Oh, okay, I'm sorry." But then, like, he's like, "Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I should just learn to accept it." And then he turns right around and he's like, "Deal," with Mephisto. Which the thing was, Mephisto saves Aunt May's life, but everyone who's ever known who Spider-Man is suddenly doesn't remember.
Mm-hmm.
And has, or well, the direct wording was, will have never known. So that's rewriting some things.
Okay, so my first thing is I'd like to say I'm kind of disappointed with the representation of God in there, because for my mind, here's how I pictured it. You know, this immaculate light shows up, and you just see this throne, but it's from behind, and you hear the hear the voice bubbles and everything, and everything goes with it, and you know. Everything plays out the same. You just don't see him. And then Spider-Man does his whole thing. "Oh, I don't care." Turns around, deal manifesto. And then the last thing you see is the camera pan around. And on the throne is Howard the Duck shaking his head.
I thought you were gonna say Howard Stern.
That'd be good too. I'd be okay with that too. No, it was just the whole thing. That whole thing really sucked because like Mephisto. So no one ever has ever learned of Spider-Man who Spider-Man is. So Norman Osborn never actually learned who Spider-Man is. So why isn't Gwen still alive?
Right.
Because he wouldn't have targeted Gwen's family and caused that whole thing to happen. And there was a lot of stuff like that should have like retconned. And they're like, "Fuck it, it's magic. Deal with it." And then I stopped reading and caring about Spider-Man.
There.
Yeah. Fuck with me, Marvel. Fuck with me. Anyway. I went on a rant. I don't even remember where you're going.
I'm still stuck on that tentacle porn.
So I know what you're looking up later.
Our last topic is about the upcoming Wonder Woman movie and how our main actress playing Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, I believe is how you pronounce her name, is saying it's supposed to be pretty dark. And I'm okay with that, honestly. Like, most Wonder Woman movies aren't that dark, but she deals with a lot of dark shit in her comic books.
Well, not just that. The one thing that pops up into my mind is the time period that it takes place during the war. So, we have a war taking back, in the 60s, earlier 50s or whatnot. And what's another superhero movie that took place in the same exact time span? Captain America.
Yeah.
So obviously you'd want to do as much as possible to differentiate, separate the two. And making it a darker, more sinister type movie would definitely be the way to go, personally, for me.
Right. She'll probably have to deal with Ares.
Mm-hmm.
But she always has to deal with Ares. And they didn't really give a whole lot. That's all she really said was, "It's going to be pretty dark. It's cool, but it's it's grim dark for sure."
I don't know if I would put the God influence there too much.
Right.
Because I don't want it doing what Superman v Batman did, just like, oh, here's all this stuff right for you. Like, have it be a slow build. I mean, you can have, the presence of the gods there in certain form. Just don't have them be all out, oh, the final battle is, Wonder Woman versus Ares.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
yeah, absolutely. I don't even know who the villain's supposed to be at all, or if it's going to be one of the gods, if it's going to be, Cheetah, whoever. I'm not sure.
If they want to do a little, throw us a curveball there, and this is a character I love in the DCU, have it be Vandal Savage.
That would be very interesting. Her versus Vandal Savage would be super crazy.
Who's playing her again?
Hmm?
Who's playing her?
Gal Gadot?
Gal Gadot.
I believe her name is. She's
She was in Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's not that muscular. Like the one thing that there is something that ruined the image of Wonder Woman for everyone, and that is the show Xena Warrior Princess. When that show came out, she became the definitive Amazon woman.
Yeah.
The busty, big-chested, big arms, gorgeous Amazonian tan skin, and that I believe like that hurt her a lot. And I honestly liked her in Batman v Superman. So and when I was one of the people like, oh my god, she's too skinny, she can't play it. When I got to see her in like dresses that like revealed her back a lot, although she was not big, I can tell she was extremely toned.
Yeah.
As a woman who does train a lot, a woman who is proficient in combat.
Yeah.
So.
Well, earlier I was watching Ink Master, and our brother-in-law pointed out that the Sarah Miller that's on there, she looks like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
If she had longer hair and
She
took
does
the
have a
black
classic.
makeup around her eyes, she'd look like the classic Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's very true. But just don't no one cast her. She's crazy.
I like her.
She's still crazy.
Well, yeah, but
Well, she could be a stunt double then.
Yeah.
perfect. You can't be Ink Master, but you can be Wonder Woman. Spoiler alert, she got eliminated.
Yeah, there we go.
Of all the things that they will complain about on here,
Yeah.
it will be the spoiler for Ink Master.
Look, I haven't watched that yet. What the hell are you guys even doing?
It's on demand. Why'd you watch this and not that if you care so much?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I could delete this off my TiVo.
So one thing I'm going to say, because I didn't say it at the beginning of the episode, and I should have, is that the Bizzarp podcast is part of the Bizzarp network. You can find this podcast and other goodies at bizzarp.com, www.bizzarp.com. Davey will kill me if I don't put that in there somewhere.
You can step on Davey.
So I said it. You guys heard it. It'll be there somewhere.
You can edit it out, Pete.
I don't want to edit it out. It could be right there.
Maybe I'll throw you a curveball. That's the only thing I'm going to send you.
Womp bum bum.
Delete the rest of it.
Is there anything else? Anybody want to throw anything in that we didn't talk about?
I'm good for right now.
You would be. Okay.
Typical man.
Yeah, I know, right?
Husbands.
I'm trying to... Usually we have a quote at the end of ours.
I got it.
Do you have a quote?
If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love anybody else? Can I get an amen up in here?
We just got some RuPaul dropped on us.
I've been binge watching it.
With great power, may the force be with you. Gandalf.
Gandalf. Alright. So I guess we will end the show here. Thank you too for joining me for a wonderful time. This was really fun.
I would love to be back.
I'm sure Davey was super jealous and is going to demand that we do another episode soon.
Awesome.
So that's perfectly fine with me. I'd love to have you back.
Peter, come back. You can blame it. Oh, okay, I'll stop.
Do you have anything you'd like to add, Mothercreepypasta?
Subscribe to me. I also have an ASMR channel connected to my creepypasta channel. So
what? All right.
So if I horrify you, I can relax you.
Oh, well, while I'm here, I might as well horror myself out.
Do it.
For those who would be interested in hearing interviews with the newest and most upcoming YouTubers on YouTube. Wait, on YouTube. That sounds silly. Subscribe to my channel, The Hamster Cage. And also for some nifty creepypasta stories, subscribe to Pete the Hamster's Creepy Stories. I should really work on the names of my channels.
And I will have Pete's and Mother Creepypasta's channels linked in the description below this video, along with everything we talked